Welcome back. This is the last video in our Gmail series, and in this video we're going to show you how to do some helpful things with your Gmail settings. So we're going to start from your Gmail inbox, and we're going to go to your settings by clicking on the settings wheel and navigating to settings. And in this first general tab, there are a few things I want to point out to you. The first one is your default text style. So you can change the way your default text is going to show up. If you are a fan of Comic Sans and you want your text to be green, when you go to compose a new email, this is what your default text will look like. I will caution you against using a color that's really light because it's difficult to read. So you might want to do a few test runs before you commit to something. Anytime you make a change in your settings, you need to scroll all the way down to the very bottom and make sure you save those changes. The next thing I want to show you is adding a picture to your account. This is especially nice in your inbox. You'll notice along the left-hand side, you can see the profile picture of the person who has sent you an email if they have set this up in their settings. Very easy to do this. All you have to do is click on this little change picture icon, navigate to where your file is located, click on open, and click on insert, and it will make this the default profile picture for your Gmail account. That's optional, of course. One of the most useful things that you'll need to know about is your signature. So this is about midway down on the general tab in your Gmail settings. And if you have no signature selected, you just click in this little radio button here. Add the text that you'd like as your signature. I also want to point out this little feature right here. Please make sure you check that box. That makes it a lot easier when you send an email. People don't have to click on a little button to view your signature. It's automatically inserted directly below the text in your email. The last thing I want to show you on this tab is the vacation responder. If you ever have to be out of town or you're going to be out of your classroom or your office, you can turn on this vacation responder. You can have it start and end on a particular day so that people get a bounce back email saying, I'm out of the office for the day, but I'll respond to you as soon as I can. Or if you need immediate help, please call so-and-so at this number. And again, always make sure you save your changes. Let's turn that off. Save your changes anytime you make any changes to your Gmail settings. The next thing I want to navigate to is your inbox tab. This is personal preference, but I like to have all of my unread messages show up at the top of my inbox. It calls attention to the emails that I haven't read before. You can take some time to scroll through and look at the options that you have for organizing your inbox, but I do just want to point out that this is here. You have a couple of options in this drop-down field. If you need more help with this, just ask your instructional technology specialist. The last thing I want to show you in your Gmail settings, these are very helpful things called labs. Now they are experimental and they may be disabled or stop working at any time, but there are a couple that I think you should utilize until they take them away from us because they're really helpful. The first one is right here, Auto Advance. I'm going to show you what this looks like. If I am in my inbox, if I do not have Auto Advance enabled, when I archive or delete this email, it automatically drops me back into my inbox, which can take me a lot of time to navigate back and forth. If I enable Auto Advance, when I archive this email, it automatically takes me to my next email. So it's a real time saver. And again, to get to your Gmail Labs, click on the settings wheel, go to your Gmail settings, and click on the Labs tab. So that's Auto Advance. The next one is Canned Response. This one is also a huge time saver. Let me show you what this looks like. When I click on the Compose window, if you have a parent that's always asking you when your conference time is, or what your email address is, or your contact information, once you enable the Canned Response Lab, you get this little arrow in the bottom right-hand corner, and the option that you get is Canned Response. So one of the questions I get a lot of times is, what's my username and password for my teacher website? So instead of typing that text in every time, I saved that as a canned response. So now all I have to do is click right here and it automatically inputs the information that I need. The last lab that I want to show you is undo send. And what this allows you to do is recall an email that you may have accidentally sent without an attachment or to the wrong person, or maybe you noticed a spelling error at the very last minute. And I want to point something else out to you. Once you click on enable right here in the labs tab for undo send, now it gives you the option back under your general tab, and scroll down just a little bit. The default cancellation period is 5 seconds. But if you're like me, you need all the help you can get. So once you enable undo send, you can go back to your general tab and you can change that to 30 seconds so that you have up to 30 seconds to call that message back. And let me show you what this looks like. If I'm gonna send this to Tracy and I click on the send button right here, I want you to notice for 30 seconds, I'm gonna have the option to recall this message. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I really did need to send that to her. So I'm gonna click on undo and it recalls that message back into my inbox so I can correct my problems. We hope that this has been a useful series for getting to know your new BrenhamK-12.net Gmail account. If you have any questions or need further assistance, contact the Instructional Technology Specialist for your campus.